My name is Maya Wiley, and I'm the best candidate to be the next mayor of New York City for young people, not just because I have two of them, and I do, a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old, but because I have listened to young people, including my own, and I know that young people in this city want a future, and I am the mayor that understands that means racial justice, that means gender justice. As someone who has my whole career dedicated to racial justice work, I know that it is climate justice and a Green New Deal. And I've got a plan called New Deal New York, and we will create green jobs while we solve our climate crisis in a way that is just. And I know you want not tinkering with policing, but transformation of policing. And I'm going to make sure that we have a racially just system that ensures that we are safe in our own streets from crime, but also from police violence. And I know that it requires us to ensure that the rents are affordable no matter what you choose to do for a career in the future, like our artists and our creatives, that this has to be a city you can stay in. And when I'm mayor, that's what we'll build together.
Hello, State of the Students, New York City. Congratulations on your activism and leadership. We need your generation to lead the way more than ever right now. We need your help to get things right on climate change, on our educational system, on common sense gun control, on an economy that's not working for you all, on college that's gotten way more expensive, even as people need to get educated more and more. We need your help. One of the things I champion on the trail, we should lower the voting age to 16. You all know where we should be heading. You're going to be on this planet longer than the rest of us. You should be able to vote starting junior year in high school. And this would make high schools around the city and the country hotbeds of democratic participation. So let's get your generation activated. I want to be your mayor because I know what a mess we've left you, and we're going to need your help to clean it up.
Hi, I'm Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, and I'm running to be the mayor of the city of New York. I will be the best mayor for young people in the history of New York. Why is that? Because I am not going to define your city for you. I'm going to hire a deputy mayor who's going to be my youth engagement deputy mayor. He or she will look at this entire city through the eyes of young people, bring you into government, redefine our educational system on how you will be engaged in your schools, redefine arts and culture to ensure that we have it part of the everyday city's life, redefine how you engage with each other, of having a vibrant nightlife and entertainment, redefine our internship programs, and most importantly, redefine this city. That's why I know I will be your best mayor.
Hi, I'm Carlos Menchaca, Brooklyn Council Member and candidate for mayor. I'm so proud to be here to talk to young people about their voice and how important it is in this next election. We have the opportunity to transform city government, to bring your voice and ensure that CUNY is free for every student that graduates. We want to make sure that climate change is at the center of how we do everything, to bring a Green New Deal, to bring jobs, to ensure that our communities that have been impacted by COVID get the relief that they need, including our immigrants. As chair of the Immigration Committee, I've been so proud to lead that movement to ensure that immigrants get relief with the Universal Basic Income Program. But also as the first Mexican-American elected in the history of the city and the first openly gay legislator from Brooklyn, I understand what representation means when we're in those rooms to make decisions. Your voice should be there, and I will bring that voice in. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Art Chang. I'm running to be your mayor. My advice for young people is to look at the candidate who has the longest time horizon. Mine is 80 years. I'm looking out to the year 2100 when the seas will rise by 10 feet, inundating the land that hundreds of thousands of homes sit upon, that will inundate our wastewater treatment plants, our power plants, our airports. What are we going to do about this? We're going to have to adapt. And then second, technology is going to change a lot. Which candidate is going to prepare you for that? Because we think about what just, 30 years ago, the internet didn't really exist. 10 years ago, the iPhone had just been released. So 80 years is a long time. There's going to be a lot of change. And then the third thing is education. You're going to have to be prepared for all the changes ahead, both technologically and climate-wise. So which candidate is going to give you the most flexible choices for education? Come visit me. I have open office hours by Zoom. You can find them on my website at chang.nyc. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Lori Sutton, and I'm running to serve as mayor of New York City. Today, I'm delighted to connect with Team State of the Students. I love your mission, and I couldn't agree more. Today, it is essential to educate, to empower, to inspire our youth to prepare for lives of service. I had the chance to serve for nearly 30 years in the Army as a psychiatrist, a combat veteran, a professor, a White House fellow, a hospital commander. Crazy great. These last few years, my wife Lori and we've been here in New York City, where I had the chance to stand up the first city agency in the country dedicated to veterans and their families. And now, running for mayor. I'll trust you to decide who would be the best mayor to serve your needs and your strengths. What I can tell you is this: I'll give you everything that I've got. And that's a lot. Let's meet on the high ground. Thank you for your service. Hua.
Hi, everyone. This is New York City Comptroller Scott Stringer. It's great to speak with the state of the students, even if it's virtually and pre-recorded. Your civic engagement is remarkable. It reminds me of how I got involved in politics. As a teenager, protesting alongside my cousin Bella Abzug against the war in Vietnam, trying to impeach Richard Nixon, a crooked president, I never shook the bug of making government work for working people. And now I represent New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, and I get to hold government accountable to them. And look, on January 1st, 2022, New York City will have a new mayor. The question is, will we have a leader who is ready on day one to take the largest city in America forward from its greatest crisis? Not just to rebuild this city, but to remake it more fair and more just for the next 4 years and the next generation. I'm ready to take on those big challenges: tackling our affordable housing crisis, making CUNY community colleges free, create a citywide job network for new graduates, take our recovery to our streets by building out the 21st century transportation system with bike lanes and bus lanes and major investments in our parks, make New York City carbon neutral by 2035. I have detailed plans and the leadership experience to deliver for New Yorkers the moment I step into City Hall, and I cannot wait to represent you. Part of me knows that the future of this city is in the next generation. And as the father of 2 young boys, I want everything for them. But I also want to make sure that all the children, the kids who are struggling in homeless shelters, the kids who are in public housing without internet access, I want to be the champion for all the children of the city. And so I'm here to say to you, let's build this city together. Let's do it differently. Let's do it in a way that will represent the best aspirations of all the kids in New York. Thank you.
Hey there, my name is Sean Donovan, and I want to first say thank you to State of the Students for everything you do to increase youth participation in the civic process. Our democracy grows stronger every single day because of your work. Like you, I was born in this city, and I'm running for mayor of New York because I'm the only candidate with the experience and bold ideas that will make New York a city that works for everyone, including young New Yorkers. One of my innovative policies builds on the groundbreaking baby bonds legislation introduced by Senator Cory Booker and Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. My equity bonds proposal would mean that any child born into poverty can go to school knowing that roughly $50,000 is waiting for them when they graduate to put towards college, starting their own business, or investing in their future. This is just one of my plans that puts the needs of young New Yorkers first, and I believe will go a long way in making our city more equitable. Thank you again for your time and your service. And I hope to partner with groups like State of the Students as we tackle many of the challenges facing young people in our city.
What's happened in New York? I'm Ray McGuire. Listen, I know firsthand what it's like to come from humble beginnings and to make it in New York City. Education afforded me the chance to build a successful career here. I'm the best mayor for you because I'll make certain that each of you has that same opportunity. As mayor, I'll put you on a path to success. My comeback plan includes a summer job guarantee for all students who want one. I'm building on the existing SYEP program. I will address the digital divide by investing in universal broadband for all New Yorkers. Listen, I want to make certain we've got a diverse career option for coding to arts and everything in between. You deserve that. When you graduate, you'll have access to job training programs to set you on a path to a real career and not a dead-end job. I admire your generation's passion for environmental justice. I'll boost the open streets and fresh programs to increase healthy living and to prioritize policies that directly address our climate crisis. We've also got to bring our economy back. I'll cut the red tape and make New York City the place to start a business. I'll also invest in the arts and culture that make our city what it is. Listen, there's so much more than what I can say in 60 seconds. I hope you visit at rayformayor.com to learn more. But most importantly, when I'm mayor, you'll have a seat at the table to share your ideas and to advocate strong for the things that are important to you. I hope to earn your support. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care.
Hi, my name is Joycelyn Taylor, and I'm a 2021 mayoral candidate. I want to thank State of the Students for giving me an opportunity to talk to you about why I'm the best candidate for young people in this race. As a mom to a young man, I'm concerned about his future and yours. Will you be able to afford college? Will you ever have a family? Will you be able to afford childcare and health care? Will you ever be able to own a home in this city? But most importantly, have we created a city where you can be hopeful and purposeful and happy? It's those questions that drove me to want to run for mayor. We talk all the time about young people being the future, but the reality of the situation is that we've excluded you from decisions that we make that will impact that future. As your mayor, my goal will be to ensure that you have a seat at the table, because I understand that you're bright enough and you're wise enough to know what you want your future to look like. And I know that that future shouldn't happen without your input. So if that's something that you can support, I want you to follow and support my campaign at Taylor for 2021. Working together, the future is us.
Hi, I'm Catherine Garcia, and I'm running for mayor, and I'm the best choice for young people in this race. I'm ready to lead the best city to a better tomorrow. I've been at the forefront of climate change for my entire career. At DEP, I banned number 6 fuel oil, the dirtiest, most harmful fuel oil that we had. At sanitation, I banned styrofoam, and I eliminated over 8 million miles of truck traffic with our new commercial zoning plan. But it's not just about fighting climate change. We are also facing an affordability crisis that makes it hard for young people to thrive in our city. That's why I'm going to build more affordable housing, as well as ensure that there are benefits for gig workers and for undocumented workers, and create more green jobs. I'm ready to lead today.
My name is Eddie Cullen, and I'm a Democratic candidate for mayor of New York City in 2021. I'm the youth candidate for a few reasons. One, I have deep New York City roots. My grandfather and his 7 brothers all fought in World War II, and they hold the American World War II record for most brothers to fight and survive the war. We've been in the Bronx for the last 200 years. 2, I'm a former high school teacher. I lived on $85 a month, working as a teacher and working with the homeless and working with migrants on the U.S.-Mexico border. I even took my shoes off and walked 3 miles to figure out what it was like to be a migrant to cross the desert. 3, currently I'm a visiting scholar at Purdue University, where I work with a collection of 250 universities to build a 1,989-mile energy corridor across the U.S.-Mexico border, and we're going to leverage those relationships to build the New York City energy corridor from Rockaway to Wall Street. I'm a technology entrepreneur, and I focus on STEM education. I'm on the advisory board to the Democratic Youth Coalition, which was recently endorsed by Alyssa Milano, and I'm going to make youth the forefront of what I do as a candidate for mayor of New York City.
My name is Quanda Francis, and I am running to become the next mayor of New York City. And my why is loaded. But what I will say is this. In these trying times, it is important for us to have leadership that is compassionate and competent. rather than obsess about all of the problems that we had, I've decided to engineer solutions. I've decided to engineer solutions. I've decided to engineer solutions. The recent social unrest, coupled with the COVID-19 pandemic, has pushed our city to its limits. Ensure that we build a New York City that works for everyone.
Hi, my name is Bill Pepitone, and I'm a candidate for New York City Mayor. So the question is, why am I the best candidate for our young people? Well, I grew up in Brooklyn. I used to play sports in front of my house and at the park from sunrise to sunset. I used to take the train to Yankee Stadium to Madison Square Garden, hang out with my friends all day long, all night long in the summer. It was the greatest city in the world to grow up in. Right now, you're growing up in the greatest city in the world, but you can't do the same things I was able to do because there's crime. Our streets are unsafe. Our trains are unsafe. I want to make them safe for you again. And as a retired New York City police officer who knows every community, who knows every area of this city, I know what it will take to make the city safe so you can have the same childhood I had and enjoy everything New York City has to offer. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
I'm Curtis Liu. I'm running for mayor 2021 of New York City. And I know the question is, what am I going to do for young people? I'm going to do for you what I had urged people to do at a very young age at 15, which was join me in volunteer service. Do for self, do for your community. Don't wait for the older people. I started at 15, recycling garbage, doing community cleanups. Then, eventually, the Guardian Angels, the safety patrol on the streets and subways of New York, and now in 13 countries and 130 cities. And look, Guardian Angel Animal Protection, where we go out and rescue the dogs and the cats, get them out of the shelters where they're going to execute them. Being proactive, making a difference, and not being dependent on freaking government to take care of you from the cradle to the grave. That's what I'm going to do for young people. Teach you how to take care of yourself, your community, so you're less dependent on government.
My name is Fernando Mateo, and I am the most qualified candidate to be the next mayor of New York City. At the age of 14, I dropped out of school. I was a victim of the school system. At the age of 17, I learned a skill. I started my own business and I was married. I know what needs to be done for our youth in New York. I can marry them with small businesses and with corporate America so that they can learn a skill like I did and they can earn a good living. If you give me the opportunity, I will turn it around for New York City. I will rebuild the economy and I will rebuild small business. With your help, working together, we will make our city a city for youth, a city for our youngsters, a city for our future, which is you.
My name is Stacey Pressman. I'm a comedian, mental health advocate, animal rights activist, college lecturer, native New Yorker, and I feel I'm the best candidate for New York's young people right now because I have a solid plan to help young people thrive. First of all, I want to democratize education so you can vote and choose who runs your schools and how they're run. I want you to be able to choose the schools that you want to go to, the ones that suit your needs, the ones that excite you and make you want to learn. I'm going to reform the police so we never ever have a Breonna Taylor or George Floyd situation ever again. I believe school is a place of learning, freedom, and exploration, not a place of detention or incarceration. And I also am going to have a solid mental health policy that brings mental health professionals to communities to help our young people deal with these unprecedented times. We are going to come out of this with a mental health crisis, and I want to be prepared. So that's a little bit about my platform. Go to pressmanformayor.com and learn more. Thank you so much for your time.
Hello, my name is Thomas Downs. Why am I the best candidate for young people in this race? Well, there are many reasons, but to start, I'm a young person who is in this race. I'm the youngest candidate running for mayor, and many of the issues that affect young people have personally affected me. One of my priorities that benefit young people is my stance on effecting positive solutions to combat climate change. It is an issue we will see for the rest of our lives, and ensuring that our parks and clean energy are prioritized will help for there to be a New York City for us to have in the future. I also want to bring change to the education system in the city to benefit all New Yorkers and help out low-income communities that are not served in the same way in our public education system. And I would create programs for people with large student loans that would reduce their costs in the city by helping to give them lower rent or rent stabilization, and reduce costs for transportation. Student loans are a crippling debt to many people, and it needs to be addressed by the city. If you want a mayor who will live with you in the city for a long time to come, and a mayor who can relate to you, then I'm your candidate.
My name's Diane Morales, and I'm a candidate for New York City Mayor. I'm a first-generation Puerto Rican born and raised in Bed-Stuy to a working-class family. I am also a single mother who has served my community for over 25 years as an executive and leader of human service organizations. The next mayor has to be unapologetic about protecting human rights, the rights of Black and Brown communities, immigrants, the working class, our LGBTQIA+ neighbors, and every New Yorker who has been made increasingly vulnerable in this crisis. I'm running for mayor because thoughts and prayers won't create justice and equity for all. New York City needs leadership that centers and elevates communities that have historically been left behind. No one else's lived experience is as close to yours as mine. No one else has done the work for as long as I have. No one else is committed to bringing you to the table the way that I will. I am that leadership, and I'm not afraid to challenge the status quo.
Paper, yeah. It's our time. One love. My name is Paperboy Prince. Paperboy Love Prince. And I'm running for mayor of New York City. Listen, why I'm the best candidate for the youth? I'm so connected to you all. I'm fighting for love, fighting for issues that are actually going to make your life a utopia. Right now, the people that are in power are centering their laws and their policies around people that are only going to be on this earth for not that much longer, right? They're not censoring you all. You all should have more control over what's going on, because what happens today is going to affect the rest of your life. So that's why my policies are disproportionately focused on the youth, disproportionately focused on the kids in school right now, because, hey, you know, this affects you the most for your life. So, paper, yeah, thanks.